Hello again, people of this internet. This is me, Krazipar, and I'm doing yet another review. And we're doing another review on the Hero Series week, or whatever I'm calling this. I already forgot. And today we're going to be doing, I think, Frostblade is the name of this guy. Though I haven't figured out a proper name. I think I agreed that we're going to do Permafrost for the actual name of this guy, but this is by Canon Hero Series name, Frostblade. And we'll get into it. So, story-wise, in terms of Hero Series, again, it is a series made by the Hero Series official channel, or Stephen Witter, and I was able to recobble this together from a bunch of old Hero Series movies and a video that I have access to, where he went down and did a bunch of these mock breakdowns, and this is where I got this guy from, and how I was able to rebuild him. Now, he's not at all how he was built from the actual, or at least the way he was built canonically. He was much more mix-matched, and that leads into his actual story. Frostblade is a rebuilt villain. To summarize Hero Series lore, Stephen Witter's main villain had managed to cause a nuclear Armageddon, and there were a total of, I want to say, 4 villains, if I'm right, or is it 3 villains? One, two... it was total of 3 villains, including, so 4. It's a total of 4 villains, Insecticus included. Were what survived. In reality, there were just sets that had to steal parts from all sorts of dismembered sets, and he was one of them. So he was a cobbled together piece, and he fought Stormer, I think, once or twice, and then got disassembled for the Project Preservation, which was a project which rebuilt a bunch of villains and heroes, and basically sets back to what they were before. But yeah, so story aside, we'll get into the review, and if I don't have a comparison on my hand, but I'll go through and point out all the things that were different, at least from the top of my head, and that's pretty much a lot of it. So let's start off with it, going down on the legs, I guess. Pretty standard Hero Factory legs, using black feet, and going up, he's got some more mixed match pieces. Now, my version of Frostblade, or Permafrost, is actually a Frost Beast that had been taken back over by a brain that had already previously been on top of a bruiser, and that's why he's gotten a little bit more weirdly mutated. That's why he's got a lopsided arm, which, I mean, they already had, but is more bruiser-esque. That's why he's got more rock on him and stuff, because it was a brain with already previous information installed in it. So that was just kind of my added on story wise. Which, if we were to go over here, it actually uses my revamped version of Bruiser, which I could go get. Give me 1 sec. All right, here we are. I've gotten my Bruiser. So this is my revamped Bruiser, and if I were to just swing him around the back, he's gotten a very similar build design. I will probably do reviews on these too. You just let me know. Also, I have gotten plenty of them over here, so you know, I have wanted to build an army for a while, so this is just one of them. Anyways, him aside, he uses the revamped Bruiser design, which actually gives him an arm. Got rid of the build feature, or the play feature, I mean, but it gives him an arm. And yeah, his blade isn't really much of a blade. I believe, okay, if I remember correctly, Frostblade actually used a lot of different pieces. He did have this right here, this eye piece, the Baraki eye. We'll get into that in a minute though, as to possible lore. But if I remember, Frostblade used, I think he had some kind of armor piece for a hand, and it was used as a shield. And then on this side, it was the 1.0 leg piece, arm piece, in blue. And then it had Ferno's blade on it, and he was called Frostblade. And again, it was a lot more mixed matched to pieces, like reds and oranges and stuff. But I wanted to make it maybe a bit more of a pet idea and refine it out in my way. I will be linking some video below, if I remember to do that. It is to appearances of where he ended up. But to continue on with the review, on his chest I gave him a Baraki eye. And this Baraki eye actually was, I think, something that I was told was actually used to control the thing outside of the brain. Or it was going to be used for, like, manipulation of some kind. I think. Don't quote me on that. I think if Steven's in the comments, he'll probably clarify what this is actually supposed to be. But this was used by Insecticus for something, and I don't remember exactly what. And then, of course, the head's also just a very simplistic... Frostbeast's head and his arm is a very simplistic Frostbeast arm, and again, the blade is just one of these pieces. So, yeah, not really much to say about this guy either. Brain keeps coming undone, whatever. Not much to really say about this guy. I am pretty happy with it. If I were editing this video, I would put a image of what he looked like right here, but do I edit these videos? No. Even though I totally could, I don't really do any editing on this video outside of pressing the pause in my recording. I guess if I wanted to go back to doing some size comparisons, again, I got plenty of heroes, so I guess I'll just take... I guess this guy, another random Hero Factory mock that I made. Or actually more of one I replicated. I have been on the grind of replicating Hero Factory mocks, so... This is going to be a mock that might look familiar to you. I will at least credit it. Well, things are falling off the shelf. That's cool. Whatever. But if this looks familiar to you, I'll be sure to figure out the credit. I know it goes to Hero Factory Phil. I just don't remember what this guy's mock, what his name is. But he's a standard 2.0 hero design. So kind of lying them next to each other, as you can see. He's not too much bigger, you know. But yeah, no, that's basically this guy and the review of this guy. I don't really have much to say about him at the moment, as he's pretty much just a frost beast who's been kind of rebuilt. Which actually, let me go grab another frost beast. Of course. So here we are yet again. Sorry, of course I have to go grab something again, as per usual. But yeah, here we have the comparison between the Bruiser and the frost beast, and you can kind of see where the two overlap. You can also see where some things aren't filled in and how it was more, I guess, unmutated. It would be a correct term, I guess. I don't know. But then again, I might make my own version of an unmutated mutated frost beast. I already gonna have that in the works for Nakogon, so who knows. But here's the comparison between the three. As you can see, Frostblade's a little bit more dumbed down than the other two. That might change. I wanted to get this guy thrown together a little bit because, I mean, I had the parts and the means to do so, so that's exactly what I did. Also ignore chirping. That my lizard has been very lazy when it comes to eating, so there might be a loose cricket or two or four, a billion in there. Not a billion, but you get my point. There's a couple crickets in there that are loose in their cage, so ignore it. But yeah, that's basically it for this one review. I know I didn't really have much of a plan on the order of these guys and when they're coming out in terms of the Hero Series reviews. But, I mean, you know, I did go a couple days without really doing any of these reviews, and I thought, well, I might as well just do it because I have time on my hands right now. So, you know, that's basically been it. This is Crazy Monkey Dude's Crazy Monkey Dude. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Anyways, Krasapar signing back off. This review, catch me whenever I can and whenever I feel like doing another one of these, and catch my live streams. They're also just as erratic as these reviews. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful existence, I guess. Bye-bye.